Okay, day two, Big Dig 2019. Today we have been mostly filling skips with rubble. So we've got two skips now, completely filled with demolition rubble. Most of it from the 19th century building that sat on top of the 17th century salt pan. So skips are full, we're going to have to start creating muck piles somewhere else. So if you come around the back, past Aaron, just taking the stuff out from the side. Oh, last barrow load. Right, here we are. So today, what do we have? Still lots of people around, just finishing off, tidying up, cleaning up. We've got the section that we excavated last year, which is in this corner where DJ is standing. We've taken everything down to on this half of the building anyway, down to the level of the 19th century house. So where Brian's standing there, just coming up from, is the remains of the mortar bedding that the tile floor sat on. And the tile floor was made up of these. And if it had been a bit cleaner, you would have been able to see the bedding joints where these have been plonked down on the floor, but most of them had been robbed out. We've got this wall, which we thought was a party wall, a separating wall between two houses. Turns out it's not, because there's a big doorway in the middle between the two. This half, we've not gone quite as far because this is all into new material that we haven't excavated before, but we're getting loads of interesting stuff. We've got a fireplace or a press or a recess, more likely for a stove in the north wall. You'll start to see that there. There's a big stone being reused as a jamb on the left hand side, and there's vertical stones as well on the right. There's some really nice tile inside there, and then where the pole is sitting just down there is the bedding for the tiles in this part of the house as well. Slightly different. On this side, wall of the original 17th century building is down there. 19th century building is up here. So we think it's been squared off. So we're hoping that we'll find the curve, as we've got on the other side, underneath where the black material there is. There's lots of burnt material, coal waste, slag and kind of ash in there. So we'll take that down as well, and we're hoping we'll find the curving wall. Whereas it curves on the other side, it's straight on this side. We've done a wee bit down here in this corner just to check out the outside of that wall. You probably can't see it from up here, but there's another wall, a stone wall, that abuts this wall of the main salt pan, and we think that's the base of a staircase that's been added to the outside of the building. Small finds, lots of small finds today. Lots of big finds as well, by the way. You can have a look at this. This is our cairn, our monument. There's nobody under it. It's just a cairn of all the stones, the substantial building stones that we've found while we've been digging through the rubble. Yesterday showed a little bit of a stone which we didn't know the purpose of, what it was doing. We had a closer look at it. It's got an iron loop on one end, as if it's been a weight hanging, supporting something. But since then, we've found lots of these stones. There's probably well more than a dozen of them. And the interesting factor about all of these is that they're worn on one face. So there's a stone that looks for all the world like a normal sort of river worn or sea worn stone, but it's had a face that's very obviously been used for pounding or smoothing something. And there are lots of stones like that. All of the stones in that sieve there are much the same. They're doing the same kind of thing. Other small finds, I'll just run quickly through them. Bits and pieces, if I can find anything in here. We've got another of the little Pickwick tokens that we found last year. Pickwick's the pawnbrokers, the national pawnbrokers, but they had a shop in Preston Pans. So another one of them. Lots of other little bits, lots of nice tiling. Looks like it's tiling from a Victorian fireplace, that kind of thing. Lots of pottery, more window glass. The ubiquitous bottled Scotland whisky bottle out of the later fill, obviously. Oh, and there's another one of our pounded stones there with the smoothed off surface. So, plan for tomorrow is to take down the eastern half of the pan building to the same level of the floor. We'll reassess, work out where we're going to put all the spoil, and then we'll start going down, hopefully, into the demolition rubble of the 17th century building tomorrow. So keep tuned in and come down tomorrow if you want to come and give us a hand.